Oh, well, that's weird. I'm on the no. I'm waiting for the music to start, and there's no music to start. Good morning. Hey, wow. And now I'm off timing. That was really weird. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John. Let's just get right to the show. How about it? I have a couple things to announce this morning and a couple of shout outs to make and all sorts of content for you. So let's get rolling here. I'm going to get right to it. And not that. That's my daily paycheck, though, which is looking pretty good. Let's go here, though, and let's do a quick recap of the paycheck. So as you know, going out there every morning in my garage in the frigid cold to roll dice in the mornings. This week's paycheck, and again, the idea of the paycheck is this, and I want to make sure that we're completely clear on what I'm doing here, is I'm trying to decide, and again, I'm not there yet, right? I'm trying to decide when I get to retire, and you know I'm moving. I'm getting the hell out of Seattle at some point. We're going to be in Vegas or Henderson or Mesquite or somewhere out there at some point in the near future. With my retirement, with my 401g set at retirement level, right? And I want to go every day. Here's what I want to do. I want to go and I want to work at Casino Quest because I love teaching and I love craps and I love David. I want to do dealing. I want to actually deal a couple days a week and I want to play craps every day. So that's this is my retirement plan, is play craps, teach craps, deal craps. It's going to be a crappy retirement for me. That's my goal. However, I'm not going to go play craps every day with $500, right? I want to take 5K and I want to go every day and earn that $500. I want to use my craps to fund my fun, right? Make that like kind of the thing that lets me and Kathy go out and watch shows and eat dinners and that kind of thing and bring family in town. That's what I want to do. How do I do it? How do I make $500 every single day? Like literally every single day. Putting 5K up to make 500 every day. I want to find the least risky way to do that. A. And B, the most reliable way to do it. And that's why every morning at 7 o'clock, I roll something out 5 days straight to see what's going to work for me. What's the reliable thing? So far, I'll review with you where we are in a minute here. But so far, here's where we are. We've got, I put the Horseman up there. Why? Because I'm a dumbass. This is not the Horseman this week. This week I'm doing the Don't Pass Express. There we go. I'll change that title in a minute. Don't Pass Express so far from Wayland is 2-0. 2-0, it's made $1,300. It's got 26% profit. Now it's 26% over the course of the week. So what you want to see over the week is a 50% profit. Taking the $5,000, buying in with the same $5,000 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Win 10% every day. That's 50% for the week. $2,500 a week, $10K a month, $120,000 a year. That's the idea, right? So far, this one's been great. It's worked well. I haven't sweated yet. I haven't gotten too deep into the 5K. The deepest I've gotten so far is about $1,100. So far, quote unquote, so good, right? We've not yet fought with this strategy, the string of come out 7s or 11s that are going to happen that will destroy a don't pass strategy. However, I think if that happens and you level up, a good couple of rolls inside there will get you right back pretty quick. I want to see this thing go down. I want to get down to where we're out, on a bad a bad come out string and see really how it fights back. I haven't seen that yet. So far, it's been juicy sailing because I've been throwing pretty well and I haven't really put it to the test yet. So hopefully between tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we'll put it to the test. But right now, this one, the Horseman, the Come Ladder, are the leaders in the clubhouse. They have none of those strategies have ever. The Horseman made its money every single day. The first day we lost money on it, and it was my fault. I misplayed it. I went back and reran it the way the Horseman should be run. I normally do, and I made my money in like 10 rolls. I misplayed it the first day. That one, the Come Ladder, this one, no sweat. Made their goal easy. Easy made the goal. Keep small goals, low expectations. It ain't that hard. We're going to get whacked, but so far, so good. I'm liking this one so far. Cajun Craps brought up a great point in the morning show chat, which was, why am I playing this thing at the small level? I got a $5,000 bankroll over here, $5,000 bankroll, and I'm playing with a $100 don't and $30 place bets to get started at the lowest possible level. And it's a grind, right? You're going to need to win $500 at $35 a clip. A good shooter is going to get 15 box numbers for you to make your $500. Or you need, the right sequence in there. It's going to take a lot of wins to get to 500 at that small, even though it's not small. 220 or 110 inside and a $100 don't is not small. but it takes you a while to get to $500 at that level. He said start at 300 and 330. Just start at level 3. That way every win's $100. And if we can do every win being $100, you get there in less numbers of wins, which I like to preach to you, right? I always preach the lowest number of wins I need to get there. The come ladder works, the horseman works at the black level because you only need 5 wins. 5 wins of the horseman, 5 wins on a come ladder, and you're at goal. That's why you don't sweat with those strategies. This one, I think he's right. I think I'm playing it at too small of a level to start, to get out there. Tomorrow we're gonna leapfrog and get up to the $300 level to start, and we'll see what happens. Waylon's gonna kill me for doing that because I know the strategy is born of starting at the base and working your way up, but I'm gonna give it a shot tomorrow. So that's tomorrow's plan. We'll see how it works out. And I'll keep reporting here, and at the end of the week, I'll bring up the spreadsheet and I'll show you how all the strategies are doing kind of compared to one another and kind of the thoughts that we had as we went through it. Okay, with that said, let's move ahead and do our come out roll here. So the couple of things to note. First of all, Friday Night Fights, we had a new champion, Jason, by the way, who also goes by Brian. I was calling him Fred the whole time. He won. He took out Craig. And next up is going to be Rob Campro. So we're going to have I think this might be our first battle with a non-YouTuber. This might be like Campro, Rob, and Jason, 2 guys who don't have channels fighting it out. Finally, I think we've had a YouTuber in there the entire time. So this is dope. I love this. This is great. Can't wait for Friday night. It's going to be strategies that we've never seen before because these guys are going to play their own way, not ways that you're used to watching us do. So it's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. I think also this Sunday is the last Craps Chat of the year. So we get to hang out with Jeff and Skill one more time before year end. I can't wait to hear the story about Jeff hitting that deer. I think we're going to probably have some swapping lies about how the Craps for the Cure went. We have lots to talk about. So it's going to be a fun show, I think. And yeah, I have things to talk to you about in a minute here. Coffee and Craps show changes, Casino Gaming TV changes that I want to get into. More on that later. But first, the big announcement, the number one announcement, the only thing that matters today. This is the announcement for the day. So everybody, hang on to your seats, pay attention. Here's what's happening. Y'all ready for this? Here's the big announcement. Metallica dropped an album. They're dropping an album actually in April. They dropped a song yesterday, and they've announced their tour. Look at this tour. Holy freaking crap. This is going to be the no repeat weekend. They're going to do 2 shows a weekend. 2 nights, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts, no repeated songs, which means you're going to get the entire Metallica collection over 2 nights. One night, it's going to be, the openers are going to be Mammoth and Pantera, the Pantera regroup with Zakk Wylde. The second night's going to be Five Finger Death Punch and my son's favorite band, Ice Nine Kills. Like, yeah, right there it is. They're only doing, look at this, they're only doing like 12 shows in the States. I think there's 10 shows in the States, a couple shows in Canada, and one of those shows happens to be here in Seattle. So guess who's going 2 nights in a row to see Metallica? And it's not even the August of 2024. It's like a year and a half from now. But tickets go on sale tomorrow. So there we go, baby. I'm buying those tickets. I cannot wait. That's my big announcement for today. This dropped last night, and yeah, let's get that. So that's that's what's happening there. Okay, that's pretty. Yeah, who else is going? Minneapolis has got a show, Chicago, Foxborough, Detroit, St. Louis, Phoenix. Phoenix this year, this coming September, and Seattle not for a year after that. They must have a huge European tour. Anyway, yeah, here we go, baby. I can't wait. All right, so more crapsy things. Let's get through some of this. I want to. Oh, one more big announcement, actually. I want to go back to the other screen here. I'll come back to this. I do want to make a call out. This is a call out to a friend of ours, Tito Haggard. Tito, you see him in chat all the time. Tito was at DiceCon with us. Tito's a cool dude. He actually painted a picture and gave it to some of us at DiceCon. He signed it. I'm getting that thing framed, actually. I got these in the mail yesterday. Tito sent me a suite of hand-painted postcards that he had done. Look at this. These are great. These are hand-painted postcards that he sent to us for Christmas. I got these in the mail. They probably came earlier, but I got them yesterday. Tito, thank you so much. It's really cool. You're a good artist, and I appreciate you keeping me in your thoughts at Christmas time. This is really, really cool. I'm proud to own these. These are great. I just thought I would call that out because it's not your typical, Christmas card. These are actually hand-painted prints that he had done. So these are awesome. So thanks, Tito, for that. If you have a chance to play with Tito, you can't miss him. He's really tall, like really tall. And when you watch him throw at the table, he's the guy that you'll see. I'll try and simulate, but the dice on the table like this, he grabs them like this and squeezes them with his I can't even do it. With his pinkies, and holds them like this under his hand and sort of throws them like that. Super cool dude. Good thrower, just an interesting cat, man. To talk to him, he was super interesting. So, Tito, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it more than you know. I appreciate getting that in the mail. That was really, really a nice surprise. So thank you. Merry Christmas back to you. Okay, back to normal stuff. I'm going to make some changes, not big changes, but I'm going to make some changes to this show. In response to a couple things. One is talking to Jeremy again, like, hey, getting refocused on what's important for me as a person, for us as a community, and how we grow this thing up. One thing I want to do is get some more regular stuff. So Math Mondays is the thing. My friend who does the math, not Shackelford, but Shackelford could also be a guest on this thing. But on Monday mornings, I want to bring somebody in who's better at me than math. I know somebody who teaches math. He's a professor of math. We all know Michael Shackelford's a math guy. I want to get educated. And this is not about challenging the math. It's not about math guy versus regular guy playing craps. This is more about digging into and understanding the math of the game. Like, how do we really, and I've done this before with you, how do we calculate probabilities? What does it actually mean? What is Victor's got the chi-squared test. What does that even mean? Michael Shackelford mentioned it too. Like, nobody understands what that is. You're talking about college level math here that most people don't understand. So I want to have somebody who teaches math come in and teach us math. It'll be a hardcore session once a week, or maybe once every couple of weeks. We'll get schedule figured out, but I would like to have that clarity and really be able for us to be armed with the information. You don't got to play that way, but it can inform you how to go. And I think having a professional teach math is good. It'll be a less quote unquote fun hangouty kind of a day, but I think we need it as a group. I need it as a person. I think we all could use that. So Math Mondays might become a thing. I'm also looking at some ways to kind of move the show segments that we have. I love doing Here's the Deal. I've got a Here's the Deal for today for you. My opinions on DI, the Daily Dose of DI, playing dice, like the Badass Craps move. I want to make those a regular thing. Like maybe we do like Here's the Deal every Tuesday, and we do Dice Influence every Wednesday, and we do a Badass move every day or on Thursdays or something like that. I want to get like one a day and kind of spread out some of those segments across the week, and we have something to look forward to, like Friday Follies. Friday Follies is a great thing, and it's always on Fridays, and we know that it's coming. So maybe the other days can have that sort of a thing as well. I'm really liking the guest thing. Y'all liking the guest thing? Having had Waylon on, we had Chris on, we had Alfredo on. Now, again, we did them 3 days in a row. That's not going to happen. There's not enough of you to do a guest every day of the week, but I can see one guest a week coming on. And I think it's fun to talk to my friends. But I think the guest thing doesn't always have to be the rock stars, right? I'm going to get Wager to come out and do it for sure. George will do it. Ed will do it. I know all of our friends will do it. But the guest appearance on the show, I would like to open it up, right? I think Victor would make a great guest. I think Victor and I, we wouldn't argue, of course. Victor's got a lot of good opinions. I think JR would be a great guest. I think Duracell would be a great guest. I think Mike would be a great guest. I think Skill would be a great guest. All of you guys, like Nemo. Now, the problem with Nemo is that Nemo will be a guest for, it'll be a 5-hour show. If I can rein him in a little bit, right, we can have Nemo on here. All y'all are great guests because all y'all in chat have got great things to say. There's great discussion, great debates out there in chat. I'd like to have us all, everybody come out here. So if you want to do that with me, you have things to share or things you want to call out or talk through or show me a strategy to play. Like I love it when Alfredo and Waylon walk me through their strategies and I play at the table and they're kind of giving me the guidance. That's fun, man. So if you're in that, let's do it. If you have any desire at all to kind of hang out with me and just do this with me, that is going to help us build a community, I think. So that's what I want to get into, some more of that stuff too. So I want more guests, but I think every day is going to be like the come out roll and here's the deal. The come out roll and some DI. The come out roll and a badass craps move. 1 day a week, some math. 1 day a week of guests. That would be, I think, a good rhythm for our show to hit. If we can hit that stride, I think it's going to be more entertaining than me just sitting here and bullshitting the whole time, right? So I think that's what I want to get to. And I think that's the direction that this show has to become. This show's got to become more of a morning fun time and not super crazy serious. I want more, here's the deal. I want more badass moves. I want more fun and less hardcore, because I'm going to do the hardcore shit on ProCraps. The ProCraps channel is going to get more hardcore with taking the math lessons that we have and applying them to strategy. That'll be the ProCraps way. This show is going to be more lighthearted and community-based. So be on the show. Come on and be on the show. That's what I want. So if you want to, you can get me. Go to casinogaming.tv, get in the Discord, DM me, and let's get you on the schedule. I'll put a schedule up and we'll see who's going to be on our guests, okay? Next thing is this, the Casino Gaming TV channel itself. Now, there's been a lot of Jeremy said, why the hell did you make a second channel? He's like, what were you thinking? Why not keep it all on ProCraps? And I'm a big believer. And again, I went to school for marketing and advertising back in the 80s. I didn't finish, but I started it. And I'm a huge believer in branding, right? So the ProCraps brand, right, is John teaching, right? It's me. Here's my strategy. Here's how I play it. Here's why I play it. Here's the math behind it, and bankroll management and all of that. That's the ProCraps brand. The ProCraps brand needs to be here. The Casino Gaming TV brand, which is more community and fun, the ProCraps has no community, right? Casino Gaming TV has the community. I want this channel to become where we all hang out for all the reasons, right? So for example, Friday Night Fights, the Battle Royale. We did one with Chris and Chiro. It was fun. It didn't have a great ending, but it was a great battle all the way through. That's the kind of thing that I want this channel to be for. The community to rally behind a player or another player in these battles. I would like to have the dealer come back and have a Deal Me In show. I'd like to do Crapsy Live as a casino. I did one the other night called the ProCraps Casino, where I launched up Crapsy with my favorite house rules and ran it and had people join in. I'd like to have 4 or 5 of us going live at the same time. We've avoided that. I'd like to have me and Alfredo and Jeff and whoever else wants to roll live all at the same time, all on this channel. And you can pick and choose which one you want to go play with, right? You have 4 craps tables to choose from, 4 shooters to play with, and bring your bankroll with you to each channel. That's the kind of thing I want for this Casino Gaming TV to explode like it should. Needs to be more of that, right? I think the daily paycheck that I'm doing in craps is great. It's one of the favorite things I'm doing. We should have a daily paycheck show from a roulette player and a baccarat player and a BJ player, right? Daily paychecks in all the games. So I want that segment that I started there in the morning to expand to other things. I want Casino Gaming TV to be more than just craps. We already have DFS from Chris. It's off to a slow start, but we got off to a late start with it. Next year, I think we're going to hype the crap out of that thing. And, that's what I want. So I want Casino Gaming TV to grow in different ways and be more of a gathering place to play, not so much to learn. Does that make sense? We want to play together, learn together, and commune together here on this channel, and let ProCraps be like the video version of the book I'm going to write. Let's think of it that way. So that's my plans for the 2 channels. I've been holding this back for a while because I want to make sure I'm clear on my vision and my purpose between both. Jeremy got us all kind of refocused there at the event, and that was the takeaway for me was that. So there's all of that. Now, if you have other things you want to see on the CGTV channel or other things you want to see me do at the ProCraps channel, again, go to Casino Gaming TV's Discord channel and either DM me there or you can write notes on any of the show chats that we have. So please let me know what you want to see. More of that. While I'm on the screen, the Battle Royale. Let's talk about the Battle Royale. We had a great one with Chris and Chiro. Who's next? Who hates each other the most to go mano a mano and play? And again, it may end in person, it may not, but it's going to be the same format without the all-in betting, maybe with some crapsy help along the way. But we got to start stirring some stuff, and let's get a couple of people that want to play together. All right, so think through some of that. Now, I want to get into one actual segment here before we go and talk about this. Midmo Yo's Chiro at Midmo Yo has done these questions of the week, or the here's the deal he calls it. We haven't done one in a while. It's been a long time since we've had a question from Chiro, because I think he was doing a lot of practice work getting ready for Crouch for the Cure. So the here's the deal question today that I want to cover from Chiro was about asshole players. And he basically said, he told a story about him being at a table with a guy who's a complete jerk. To a lot of people. He was jerky, and it wasn't a bad player. He said he knew what he was doing, but he was treating the dealers like crap, and the dealers were, English not being their first language. He was giving him a bunch of grief and being super snarky, and brought that table down to the point where he colored up and basically turned his bets off and left, right? So what do you do in that situation? What do you do? And here's the thing, right? The table could be a good table. You could be making money on the table, and here comes one asshole who's right next to you, bringing the entire vibe to zero, right? And a zero vibe, low energy or negative energy, whatever it's going to be, really changes your enjoyment of that session. And it comes down to this, and here's my answer to the question. It's going to be kind of a flip-floppy answer, Chiro, so I'm sorry. To me, it's all right, what are you there for? If I'm in Vegas for 4 days and I got my bankroll and I'm table hopping and I got friends that I'm playing with, or I'm meeting up with friends or whatever, I'm out. I'm tapping out of that table. I'm gone. Like, I have zero need to play this game with people who are bringing me down when I'm there to have fun. Vegas is it's a thing. When you're there on a vacation, or Colorado or Biloxi, if you're out on vacation playing for multiple days, get the fuck off that table. There's no reason to play with a jerk, honestly. It's like I always say with drunks. I hate playing with drunks. Like, I drink a lot when I'm playing, but I'm not an obnoxious drunk. Obnoxious drunks drive me insane, especially when they're having fun. This is going to sound dumb, but happy, super high-fivey, screaming at every roll drunks, oh my God, it makes me want to blow my brains out. I can't stand it. I left the table this weekend because of it, right? I can't be by these guys. They're driving me nuts. That to me is an energy I don't want to be around. And if I'm there for 4 or 5 days on a vacation, I'm out. I don't need to be at that table. Even if the table's going good, I don't got to be there. Now, if I'm going to my local casino and I'm going for the 3rd time this week and I'm trying to win my daily paycheck, I'm going there to win $100 and go home, I'll put up with that. I'll do this. I'll not listen to it. I'll put the blinders on. I won't look at it. I'm going to make my money and I'm going to run. If the table's hot, I'm staying with it, and I'm going to get out, but I'm going to get out with a purpose. So it's different. I'm getting out either way. One with purpose, one because I'm just trying to save my mental health. So that's my answer to your question. I deal with asshole players the same way in both cases. I leave, right? I leave. In Vegas or vacation, I leave because I don't need to put up with it. I'll find another table. If I'm doing my daily work, I'll leave the minute I get there's no short stack play. There's no extra play. The second I'm at $501 or whatever my goal is, I am out, right? I don't like the negative energy. I'm a pretty positive person. I like to have fun, but I don't like to be, that drives me nuts. So there it is. That's my answer, Chiro. Asshole players can suck it. I don't need to be there with them. Don't bring my day down. My life is too important to let somebody else dictate how I feel. That's how I look at it. And there's that. Okay. Are we buffering? I just saw a note here. Are we buffering? Buffering pause are making for great picks. Are we stopping? What's going on today? I feel like yesterday we had a little bit of a delay too with Alfredo. So sorry about that. If it's doing that, I'm not sure what's happening. All right. I do have, before I go to the table, I do want to jump in. Maybe, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do some DI talk. Tomorrow I'll tease it for you. Here's tomorrow's topic, DI. We're going to take a look tomorrow at what does a 3% variance mean. So Michael Shackelford told you after reviewing my throws that I've got this little bit of a variant, right? I'm a 3%, whatever you want to call it, over expectation on my faces, on the work I'm doing with my faces. And I already knew that. I knew that I was ahead. Actually, it's like 3.8%. I'm 3.8% or so ahead of expectation on my face control, which is great. And over now we're getting close to 3,000 rolls. We're getting into some significant numbers. And I want to show you what it means, because 3% is not a lot. It's not insignificant, but it's not a lot. Especially when you look at my distribution chart, my distribution pyramid, I'm random. I'm still random distribution, which is interesting, but there's meaning behind that little tiny bit that I'm varying things. And I want to show you what I'm seeing. I'm going to break some stuff down with you tomorrow. So it'll take about 20 minutes. I'll show you some Excel spreadsheets. I'll break it down, but that's tomorrow, teaser for tomorrow. I'll show you where our variant, what my goal really is. And I can unpack it a little bit because now I'm seeing some numbers that I can kind of unpack. So there it is. That's your tease for tomorrow. So make sure you come back and we'll do that. Now I want to go to the table. Let's go back over here and let's zoom in. I'm going to take, I may come back to a different screen here, and I want to talk a little bit of comparative analysis here with you. And is Waylon here? Waylon, I want you to pay attention to this. I'm going to try and focus on you here, dude. So I want you to be active and lock in with me. Lock eyes, Waylon. Let's talk about your way of playing versus, let's say, Jacob's way of playing. Okay, and this is not a you versus Jacob thing. It's a mindset thing, and I want to really dig into this. I don't really have the answer yet, and that's why I want you with me. So let's take a look at a strategy that you came up with yesterday. You put out there yesterday, and my rack is a mess. It's all Alfredo's wings are still in here, but let's take a look at like this thing that you did. I think it was at the. I'm trying to remember. It's $100 don't, right? And then you had the. I think it was a $60 6 and 8. Right? Like so, and $100 DP. And what you end up with is hopefully a traveled DP and a couple of 6 and 8 bets out there, right? That's the idea. And it becomes a 6, 7, 8. It becomes a dual threat 2 on the 6, 7, 8. And like all your strategies, you're using Bankroll as your tool. You're not spreading out, you're not pressing, you're not playing the game. Okay, now I'm gonna put that in air quotes. You're not playing craps, okay? And what I mean by that is like this morning, you never deviate. You do your thing, right? You're gonna go don't, you're gonna go a couple of inside bets, you're gonna same bet, same bet, same bet, same bet. There's no table reading, there's no jumping into hops, there's no picking up hard ways, there's no jumping in the field after a horn, there's no bullshit happening. You're just using your bankroll as the tool, correct? It's all about the bankroll. You're gonna use your money as the hammer. If you lose, so what? You go up. If you lose, so what? You go up. If you win, you work your way down or you parlay or whatever you're gonna do, but there's no thinking to this. You're just gonna let the math of the game, the probabilities of those dice work themselves out, and your bankroll becomes the strategy, right? It's all about lasting it out, okay, on a 6, 7, 8. Now, you look at the way Jacob plays the 6, 7, 8, and Jacob, wager me this, will do the same $100 don't, but he'll do something like, he'll actually come around and do multiple place bets. He'll go like this. He'll do 50, 60, and 60. Actually, he won't even do that. He'll go at a lower level. He'll go 30, 30 and a quarter, and 10 in the field. He'll keep that 3-to-1 ratio of his play, but he's going to play the 6, 7, 8 like this. Lower level, right? So it's going to be 75, 85, $95 versus 100. He's evenly hedged. As these numbers hit, he's picking up the 4, the 9, the 10. He's going to press. He's going to make all these moves, kind of read the table, and let the dice kind of inform where his bets go and how big his bets get. He's going to play craps with his brain the entire way through this thing. It's the same setup, right? It's a 6, 7, and 8, right? Jacob's got him perfectly hedged. Waylon's a little bit more heavy on the don't than his place bets are. And he's literally using these as just grinder. He's gonna grind that 6 and 8 all day long, wait out that 7, and use rhythm and bankroll to win versus playing craps the way that Jacob does. So that's the setup that I want to give you. And let's run a $1,500 bankroll this way. Okay, I'm going to set up both guys. We're going to do Jacob in the back, and we'll do Waylon in the front. And I'm just going to do, I'm not going to play this perfectly because I'm not practiced on the way that Jacob plays. Okay, I know about how he does it, But here's each guy with 1,500 bucks. You can see, hopefully you can see the rack clear enough on screen. I'll zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna get them set here, take all these bets down, and we'll put the bets out there and we'll get started. I'm gonna do just a few shooters worth, and I want you all to get a sense of the rhythm of how these two strategies work and how one of them, you gotta make calls and think about it. One of them you don't. And the way that Waylon plays is a little bit like, and don't take this the wrong way, Waylon, but this is like the math guys. I get angry with Victor and the other guys that say, play the pass line with max odds, and that's all you have to do. It's lowest house edge. I'm like, man, it's boring. All you're doing is one freaking bet, right? And it's boring. Waylon is kind of like that. It's like, here's what you're doing. Don't deviate. Like, it's just do these things, and the math of the game will work itself out. Just like the pass line with odds guys say, the math of the game will work itself out. Waylon's saying the same thing. He's just saying the math of the game works out because you got a massive bankroll. Now, I think 1,500 bucks is not enough money. We're going to play it for a few shooters, so I'm not going to get too burned. But we're going to play this out and see kind of how that feels. Let's go to the larger table view here. And let's see. I will even log in some rolls for you if you like. Let me get my roll tracker up so I can see it. Give me a second here. Roll tracker, coffee and craps. Okay, give me a second here. Let me get this where I can type numbers in. And let's do it. Waylon, I'm watching you. Yeah, and it's not boring to win money. No question, right? I'm saying the play style, right, is like, hey, when I look at, like, again, I don't mean this to be disrespectful. When I look at Victor and PJ and the guys who are like, hey, play the pass line with odds, that's literally math, right? It's you're going to use the edge, house edge as the reason to play this bet with odds. Waylon is saying, I don't give a shit about the house edge, but I know damn well that 3 hits in here covers those two, and he's got the math figured out a different way, and it's just rinse and repeat, not a lot of moving around. He does play moving around strategies, but this one in particular is not that way. So it's interesting. Here we go. Let's put Jacob and Waylon both out there for the same starting bet. I'll put Waylon in the front, Jacob in the back, and we're going to start out with our $100 don't pass. Okay, we don't work the come out, although Waylon in the front here, I'm going to take out 200 bucks from his rack, and we're going to set up the 6 and the 8 out of the gate with 120. So 60 on each. I'll get 80 and change to start with and get his bets kind of preset. Jacob, I can do the same thing. I'll take, again, from his rack, 100 bucks. That's going to look like this. 30 and 30 is 60, right? Plus 25, that's 85, 95, and a nickel change. That's how Jacob's going to be set up. Everything is off. Nobody's working. The field's off. It's just out here so you can see that it's going to be there. And we'll catch a point, and then we'll play this out for a couple of shooters and just get an idea of rhythm and feel and see, you know, again, is there a comparison to be made here financially? Maybe. What I'm more interested, though, is rhythm and how you all see these play styles. Let's do it. Let's catch a point. And we got 5. 4, 1, 5. Now, there's your 5. Jacob's going to have to move his 5 somewhere else. Probably picks the 9, right? He's going to play this iron cross. He may leave the 9 empty for a minute, let a field decide. I'm going to move that to the 9 and let him get 3 points, and he can double up on the 9 here. 3 points plus the field. The 5 is going to crush him on the don't. Waylon here is going to come out now on the front side with the don't come, and he's working a 6 and 8. I think I got that right, Waylon. Right? You're gonna make sure before I do the roll here. 6 and 8 are working during this phase. When this comes out, then we start making decisions. And I don't have your strategy totally memorized yet. I'm going to work my way through it here. So if I screw up, you can let me know. Let's get. Oh shit! Drop the dice. Let's make it happen. Let's make memories here. Hey, we got a 5, 1, 6. The mixer. Okay. So what's going to happen? The don't come for Waylon moves behind the 6, but he's getting paid 70 bucks on the way to it. Okay. So there's the first collect for Waylon. And in here, Jacob will lose his field and get paid 35 bucks on the 6. Okay. So they both have a decision to make. What Waylon, I think, does is moves it out to the 9. avoid the point. So he's got a no 6, he's got a no 5, and he's got the 8 and the 9. We'll take the $10 back to the rack, and always rack in the 70. Waylon is a rack and stack plan all the time. He's gonna rack and stack all the wins that we get up in here. He's just moved his 6 to the 9. Why would I move 6 to 9? There's no reason for that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Win. They just stay. Jacob, again, takes his $10 and goes back to the field and has a quarter now to do something with, okay? Does he press? Does he move it around? It's up to you as the player, right? Me, I'll play the iron crossed with, I would play it here. Likely what Jacob is gonna do is take that quarter as nickels and start working the outside bets. He's gonna grab a couple numbers and rack a nickel, get full coverage from part of the 6, 7, 8, and then spread out and go. Now we're gonna work the bets. At some point, he'll be out of the field, okay? So we have us a point of 5. I didn't put the stuff in. So 3, 2, 5, and then a 5, 1, 6. Okay, here we go. Roll 2. Hard 6, hard 6. So the same thing is gonna happen. So Waylon, again, rinse and repeat. We're not gonna overthink this, right? We have back-to-back 6s. He's not pressing it. He's gonna take the $70. It's a rack and stack. Every time Waylon brings money back to the rack, it increases the power of these two bets. You have $200 at risk on the don't, right? Again, against two numbers, but there's $200 in total risk. He's brought back 140 already. One more hit in here, he's got enough money in the rack that even if both numbers get picked off, he's gonna be okay. That's the math of Waylon. Make sure that we collect till we're safe. Solid. Okay, Jacob again is gonna get $35. He's gonna lose that field, replace the field. Again, the level is good, 3 to 1, and now he's got a quarter in here. What do you do at this point? Again, I don't know how fast Jacob collects. I'm gonna collect that quarter the first. Now we have everything covered. We'll do a collect, and we'll do kind of a half press coming through here. We'll press as we go now, once we have at least one of those things pulled back. There's a 6, 3, 3. And again, I'll have Jacob on the show and he'll walk us through the whys and what he's doing up here. But from a comparison standpoint, it's same bet, same bet, same bet, wait the 7 out versus work the system a little bit. There's your 5. 3, 2, 5. So here's the interesting thing, right? The 5 comes, both the don'ts fall, okay? Waylon, I think I forgot to pull your 6 down. Did I? Yeah, you would have lost one of those 6s. I'm sorry, I didn't pull the 6 down. My bad on that. So here's the thing. Waylon got picked off twice. Jacob gets picked off once. Jacob had collected a quarter. Waylon's collected 140 in that same process. Now what happens though is this. Jacob goes back out. Okay, fine, let's try it again. There's the 7, takes that too. We'll drop this back out and we'll take all these bets down. That wasn't a 7. God, John, wake up. The 5, he would have lost out here in the field. That's what would have lost for him. Waylon's gonna come out with a bankroll play and double up. He's gonna double up that don't pass. These are gonna double up as well, and that's gonna double up as well. Now what he does here, I think, is now that we're out, we're working the come out on here. Okay, on the second, once you're working your way out, he's working this come out. So this is gonna get increased by a level. It's gonna go from 60, I believe he goes to 90, not 120 here. So we're gonna level him up 1 unit, I think is right. Again, I don't have the strategy quite practiced and memorized. I just saw it last night for the first time. So you're gonna level these things up a unit to start racking blacks in here. With a $200 don't, it'll be a $200 DC once we're established. Puck is off, we're coming out, Jacob's off, all this is off. Waylon is working to come out. Now we start working it as they come out. And there's an 8 on the come out. So he's gonna get 105 from that 8. We're gonna rack that up right here. We're gonna move it to the 9 and bring back the pennies. Puck is gonna be on the 8. And Waylon now follows that up with his DC. Right, so he gets paid on the come out. DC is working through at the $200 level. Here's the bankroll play. You're gonna level up your bankroll to hammer the loss. Jacob's like, shit, we lost. Now we got to go and work a little bit, right? So he's just got to make that money back that he lost on the 5, and he's not covered for the 5. What he probably does is something like this. Bring the 4 and 10 in, maybe drop a nickel, like so, and get the 5. Now he's got the right level across. Bring those things in. Still has a little bit of reds in the rack, right? Gonna rework this thing. If I'm Jacob, that's what I do. I come off the 10, re-grab my 5, and I'm covered here on the 8. I may take this $30 from the 8 and spread it around. I may just pull it back, like so. And let's let the inside bets work with the field and see what happens. Here we go. Let's get the 8 marked, 6, 2, 8. And let's see what happens here on this next roll. It goes to the 6. This is interesting. I feel bad for Waylon here because what's going to happen is $200 goes now behind the 6. He's going to get paid 105. So remember, he's pulled back from this roll on the 8, right? And now on the 6, $210. That covers either one of these bets. 210 covers one of those two. Let's make that look like a 5 and bring back the nickels. Now he's spread to the 5 and the 9 because the 6 and 8 were covered by the don'ts. Okay, Jacob at $35. Again, choice to make. Do you press in here right away? Do you spread? We know we got to replace that field. So he's got a quarter here. What happens to the quarter? Probably presses the number that hit, most likely. Let's take that $25 and let's get a $12 press on the 6, make it look like $42. Okay, and we'll take $13 back to the rack. We'll press the one that came, play it nice and simple. All right, 426. Let's log that in, 4 and a 2. There we go. I'd like to get some resolutions here if we can. Ooh, look at that. Picked off again. Wow. Okay. Waylon's got to work here. They both do. We hit the 8. Nobody's on the 8 because it was our don't point. So both players are going to lose on that don't. That's a 6-2, which is cool for the shooter, bummer for the guys, right? Now, here's what's interesting. Waylon's got 75 and 75, right? The puck's going to be off, probably slides those in, and also jacks them up. We're going to go up another unit, make them look like 120 now. Because we had a loss on the don't pass is going to go to 300. We already have our $200 sitting out here. Okay, so the come out 7 is going to suck a little bit. You're going to have these two on and this. You have $540 at risk, $200 sitting there for a come out 7. So your total risk is $340 coming out. Jacob, of course, will be off, right? He has no bets working out here. Likely we're going to slide this one in on the come out. Let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and see what happens on the come out. Again, Jacob will be off in here, although that would have lost on the last roll anyway. Oh, that's a bummer. This is 6-5 yo. So here is a bad case. We're going to lose the don't. We're going to go out with our last 400. Now it's the last money I got. So I didn't give Waylon nearly enough bankroll. As a matter of fact, I should probably give him another $2,000. I'll do that now. He should have had $2,500 to do this. That's what he did on his video. But now we're out here at $400 on that come out yo. These also now have to go up, right? They're going to go to 150 each. Another level up. 150, 125. Let's get this looking like a quarter. And they're stacked up. All right, here we go. Let's get a better come out than that damn thing. All right, we're beating the 6 and 8 to death. 426, cool. So the point's going to be 6. As it gets set, that pays 175, which is awesome, right? Let's move to the 5 at the same level. So make the 5 look like 125, 8 looks like 150. They both pay 175. Bring this to the rack. Bring it to the rack. We're going to bring money back home. And the rack, by the way, has got 1, 2, 3, $400 that we brought back from all the other wins. So I'm going to put that over here on the bankroll side and try and keep that as clear as we can. All right. Let's move Jacob's 9 back to the 8 where it was before. Now his iron cross is basically set back up. We do lose the don't pass coming through, or the don't come that was set on the 6 on the way out. That's a bummer. This 10, I think this $100 fell out of here, right? I think that's where it came from. That's actually a Wayland thing. Now, level 4, it's the same thing. We're coming through the don't at the same level. I might be too high in the levels. I don't know. Wayland will yell at me, I'm sure, because I'm sure I'm getting the levels wrong. But again, I don't care about the actual numbers as much as I care about seeing how the bankroll plays versus the standard way. There's a 10, a 6-4, 10. So what happens here? Great. Don't moves to the 10. That's fantastic. We love that. Jacob gets paid $10 out here and can do lots of things with it, right? He can go ahead. Oh, I didn't put his don't pass out. Sorry. Jacob can take this $10 and pick up the 9 with it or start pressing up in here a little bit. Okay. Either way he wants to go. Let's have him grab the 9 and we'll do a little bit of a double dip on the 9. 6, 4, 10. Here we go. And be like paying attention to the volatility that we see here. That's kind of what it comes down to. 3, 2, 5. All right, we lose the field. He will replace the field. He's going to get paid $35, like so. Let's take the 10. We already replaced the field. We'll press up the 5. We'll take that quarter, make the 9 look like 25, and bring $10 back to our rack. So Jacob now has moved to basically a little better than 110 inside from those hits. He's building these up a little bit. Now we'll start half pressing and hope for a longer roll. Wayland again is just going to same bet if we can get the 5 or the 8 to hit here. All right, let's put that in. Did I mark that? I didn't pay Wayland. 175. 175, and again, Wayland's going to do what Wayland does. We're going to go ahead and same bet it. Bring back the black. Wayland needs a 7 in the worst way. Wayland wants that 7. He's gotten paid here once, right? We need a 7. Actually, both players could benefit from a 7 because they're ahead. There's a 6-5 yo, so Jacob again will take the $10 winnings, probably bring him up to the 9. That 8 should be at 30, by the way. Now the 9 and the 5 both look like $35. The 6 looks like 42. The 8 looks like 30. He's in good shape. There's our 7. There's our 7. So again, playing 6, 7, 8, Jacob style, what's going to happen is this. He will win on the don't. All this comes down, but all of this was really kind of paid for because he had all those smaller wins along the way. Let's pull all this down. All these losers can go away. Like so. Now, Wayland is going to come storming back. We're going to get paid 4 down here and 4 back here, which is sweet. He's going to come back out with a $300 don't. We're going to reduce back down. Jacob's going to rack that black chip. Here comes Wayland back to play. So he had, there's 2,000, there's 25, there's 3,000. And remember, we start with $1,500. So check out where Wayland is right now. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. That one hit that we just got, there's 4 greens. There's the black. There's the $1,500 that he started with. So his bankroll's already back. He's got a quarter in profit plus 300. He's 325 up. Jacob started with $1,500. He's got 1,200, 1,300, and like $60. So he's down $150 because, again, by not leveling up, he's not taking advantage of his bankroll, and by not getting a good roll, every roll has sucked. We've gotten nothing out of these rolls. He's not able to collect enough to make any money, right? You need to get a few hits in here to get some money out of this damn thing. And poor Jacob's getting nothing, no help from the roller here at all. So let's do one more shooter, and another quick comparison. Again, Wayland's at $300. I'll put the bets out here after we get our point established. Just come out. And we got a midnight, which nobody cares about. 6-6. I know, again, Waylon, you're going to correct me over email. I'm doing it a little bit wrong, and that's fine. It's about rhythm, not about amounts so much. Okay, look at this. We get paid. Look at that. Lovely. $300 there and $100 there. So Jacob comes back to the rack, making his starting bankroll looking healthy. Waylon can come back down to 2 units and bring back 4. Now his profit in the rack on that one hit brings him to $425 in profit, right? He's basically at a $500. You take this back, Waylon's got $600 in profit. He can be done for the day, right? The bankroll hammer worked, but you got to bring the bankroll to make that work, right? We were down. Our $1,500 was totally burned. At one point, we were at 0, right? Before I realized we needed more bankroll. That'll make you sweat a little bit, right? $1,500 all on the table, not the greatest, right? Jacob never really at risk, right? Matter of fact, we pulled this $100 back to his rack. There's his starting bankroll. He's only $50 down, right? And the idea of the 6, 7, 8 as a pure hedge while you're waiting for that roll is what Jacob's doing. He's staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. And as soon as it happens on the good roll, he can press and collect and make money. Waylon's making money because of math. He's waiting, and using the hammer that he's got here to be the thing that makes him the money. And there's a difference in that, right? There's an elegance to this. There's an elegance to just saying, hey, the De Lambert, the ladder works if you got the bankroll to make it happen. The 6, 7, 8 also works, right? Jacob's about even here, which we always say, right? Play the 6, 7, 8, stay even, stay even, stay even. Hybrid, stay even, stay even. When you get the roll that I had last night, the 49 roller, right? This other strategy might get killed, right? You're going to collect on the 6 and 8, but I was knocking that don't off last night like crazy, right? Whereas the 6, 7, 8 player that's Jacob style on that super huge roll is going to be probably press these bets up to a couple $100 a piece and making big money. So the approach is different. The whole mindset, like, what are you looking for? And that's what I want to challenge you with. Let me come back to the screen here. I think that's an interesting question. Let me come back over here. Let's see. Yeah, Waylon's already, of course, corrected me in chat. Dude, I know I got that kind of wrong. Again, I just saw it last night for the first time. I don't have it committed to memory yet. I think you do, if I'm not mistaken, when you had the point get hit, your new don't pass comes out, right? And then you have your place bets are working, and then you work the don't come after. I don't know. It doesn't really matter for perfection's sake. I might actually do this as a paycheck one of these days, just to kind of see. But the idea of it is that, and that's the whole thing, is the idea of let's use bankroll and ladder, and let's let the math of probability work out for us. Like, let's let it happen. Let the roll happen. And if it doesn't work out, so what? We level up. If it doesn't work out, so what? We level up. When it works out, we're back and we're actually in profit. We're looking pretty good. The other way of playing, the more conventional hybrid way of playing that Jacob is doing there with the 6, 7, 8, is it's a pure hedge. I have 100 on the don't. I can play 100 in chips. As those chips hit, half press, spread, play craps with it. And if it doesn't work out like it didn't today, because there was not a lot of rhythm to that roll, fine. You wait it out. You wait it out. You wait it out. On a good roll, you can hammer it, right? That's the traditional right side play. Wait for a good roll, beat the crap out of it when it happens, versus the Waylon way, which is, I don't care if it's a good roll. My strategy's good. If I just do the thing, it'll work itself out. When the 7s come, I'm going to make money down here. On a good roll, I'm going to make money on the inside. Either way, you're going to make it, right? You're just relying on level to do it for you versus relying on feel and building and all that kind of stuff. So there's and that's why I labeled the video today. Is it big bankroll versus big brain? Like, what's the way that you see the world? And Waylon's strategies are very popular because you don't have to use your brain. You don't have to be stressed out about what do I press and when do I pull. And we all have this kind of FOMO, like, oh God, I missed the big roll because I didn't press hard. You don't have to. You play Waylon's way. You don't got to do it. You just play it. Let that shit happen, and it works, right? And I'm not getting on Jacob at all. It wins money. It's when right? The win of Jacob's style of play is you're waiting for the big roll, right? You're staying safe, 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 safe. When the 20 roller happens, boom, he's in a position to make it. Like that strategy, like a skill strategy, is you're kind of, I always say that you're like a lion on the Serengeti. You're waiting for your moment to strike. You're waiting for the conditions to be perfect. Hybrid play gives you the time to let a good roll emerge. And when it happens, you have the bankroll to hit it. That's the Jacob way. That's the skill and luck way. That's, I think, where it's at. The pass line with max odds way is pure math. You're just letting the dice do what the dice are going to do with one target, right? The Wayland way is you're letting the dice do what they're going to do. It's a math way, but there's multiple targets and multiple directions that you win from, and you use bankroll to increase the power. And I think that's the interesting and different part about it. So I appreciate all the ways of playing. And I think that today I wanted to show you kind of like, okay, here's one, here's the other, and what do you feel like you want to do? Do you have the bankroll to do it Wayland's way? And if you don't, you might want to think about doing it the Jacob way, or play the Wayland way at the bubble machine and lower everything down. Instead of playing hundreds, play tens or play fives, right? Do some division and get way down there, right? And that's it. So there it is. Yeah, waiting on a long roll can be costly. And where it gets costly is what you saw here. If I hit the point, right? $100 don't and the iron cross is great until you hit points. And if you knock those don'ts off, ooh, yeah, it can be horrible. But again, weigh it out, right? You got to think about, how do you want to approach the game? Do you want to approach the game waiting for a hot roll and hammering that hot roll? Or do you want to approach the game where you're just walking down the street and you're picking up change, right? Wayland's picking up whatever it's picking up, 35, 70, 110, whatever the number he's picking up change on every single roll, and then boom, get a dollar bill at the end when the 7 comes. So he's a constant collect and not having to do all the histrionics, where Jacob's like, wait, boom, and he goes and gets it and he pounces on it. And it's, again, how does your brain see the game? How does your bankroll support you in that? So that's, I think, a fun comparison, and we can do more of that. And again, it's not one versus the other. It's just this or that. Like, there's just two ways to do this. So I think that's it. So what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta go to work. All right, y'all. That's it. Thank you very much for being here. I know the weird, awkward start today. A lot of announcements, a lot of blah before I got in it. I may do this again tomorrow. What I may do is study Wayland's thing a little more, study some more with Jacob, and I'll do a better, longer comparison between them so you can get a feel for rhythm and for bankroll. But again, it all comes down to the way that your vibe, how you want to play it out, and also what kind of stacks you're bringing. If you're not bringing 5K, you ignore what I'm showing you on the other side unless you're going to be at bubble. So there it is. Skill, you crack me up. I'm running a little bit late here, but let's take a look at the P's and Q's. Jacob does keep it strong. Yeah, I think I want to say he does it with 30-30 and the field, and keeps like a quarter out there. I think that's how he does it. But again, it's essentially it's a 1-for-1. I mean, the quarter is not that consequential. Let's see what else is in here. Wow, look at all the PCs that I have to answer. Wow, PC. You guys talked a lot today. Hold on, let's see here. Anything else? Wow, there's all sorts of PCs going to brainwash you in the triple. No, I'm not going to do the triple Lux. I'm not a huge believer in the triple Lux. I think the triple Lux is a little scary to me. I like to collect too much to do the triple Lux. Let's see what else. Oh, Ian wants me to bring that. I forgot. Craps for the Cure shirts. If you bought a shirt and didn't get one because you weren't there in person to be handed a shirt, let us know. You can drop Ian a note in Discord. He's Dumpy98, I think, in Discord, or you can drop me an email. I'll make sure that we get it to you. And look who's here. Wow, Rob from Square Pair. Dude, I haven't seen you guys in forever. Wow. And let's see, why is there a place bet? Oh, I think this is where I think I didn't pull his place bet down. I think when I moved to DC, I didn't pull a bet. I think I got jacked up in there during that one roll. So that's just a play mistake, Vince. It's not a method to the madness. I just played it wrong because I was talking. All right, now we're done. Y'all have a good Tuesday. I'm looking. Oh, we got snow in Seattle. Look at that. I have an inch of snow in my backyard. That's awesome. I didn't even know that was coming, or that it started yet. Cool, sweet. Enjoy your Tuesday. I'll see you tonight for some more practice and tomorrow morning for some more paycheck, and then back in here again for some more 6, 7, 8 side-by-sides, and we'll do it out. So there it is. Thanks all. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.